Hey guys, here is a quick little video to show you the instructions on how to download and install the dice game that I made for Mix It Up Bot. If you're watching this video from YouTube, the directions on how to get the files for this bot is available in the information section below. Otherwise, they can be downloaded from my Discord. So the first thing is, if you haven't already, set up a currency inside the bot, currency rank inventory inside the bot. And how you do that is you just go to the three horizontal lines here, go down to currency and set up something in there. This is already assuming that you have done that. So the first thing you want to do is inside maybe your My Documents folder, or now it's called Documents, create a folder. So I just clicked on Documents and then right here, new folder, and then I'm going to name it something like bot commands. And then I'm going to be putting things inside bot commands. Okay, so this just makes it easier for you to store everything in one location. So what you're going to do inside bot commands, you're going to right click, you're going to go to new, you're going to go to rich text document or RTF, and then it's going to pop up that little highlighted thing where it says new rich text document. You're going to just type in dice game, or you can name it whatever you want, but just remember what you named it. And then you can hit enter. And so that's going to create a file on your computer right there. Okay, so we're going to need that because we're going to reference some random numbers and such like that, and it's going to be storing that information inside that folder. So after you do that and you've downloaded all 5 of the dice game files, you're going to then go over to action groups. Click the menu again, go to action groups. I'm already in it. Okay, this may be blank for you or it may be filled in, depends on how much you've used the bot. Click on new action groups, click on advanced. You're going to name this one dice error, and then the group is going to be dice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go down here where it says import actions to file. You're going to click that button, and then you're going to navigate to probably your downloads folder, wherever you downloaded the files. So usually it downloads into my downloads, but for me, right now I have the files in this folder. So it'll look different for you. So go to wherever you downloaded the file in, and then since we said dice error right here, we're going to pick dice error. We're going to say open right down here, and then it's going to bring up this chat message. Okay, you're going to leave this all the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit this button right here. It's a little disc. You're going to hit save. All right, so it's going to save that. And it's going to look like this right here, dice error, and it's going to have a little play or an edit, a delete, and a little toggle switch right here. All right. So that file is done. Next, you want to do, go to new action group again, go to advanced tab. This one, you want to name it dice win. Okay. And then all the command groups, since you created that one called dice, it's going to all be the same. You can select dice again. Okay. Then you're going to go over here again to the import actions file, select import, and then you're going to find dice win. You're going to say open. Okay. So after it opens up this, in the file read from random winning amount, if you click on this little area here, your colors might be different than mine because I have it set in the bot to be green, but yours might be blue or some other color. Don't worry about that. It's still the same bot. So if you just click somewhere on the color, not on any of the buttons, it will expand it. And so you're going to leave the type the same. You're going to leave the line number to read the same. You're going to leave the identifier the same. But the path right here, yours is going to be different, okay? So you're going to click Browse, and this is where you're going to find that bot commands folder that you saved. And I told you to save it to My Documents and like label it bot commands. And then that file that you created that was called Dice Game, that's where you're going to click on that, and then you're going to click on open. Okay, so it's going to read from that. All right, and then down here on currency, since I said you should already have your currency set up, you're going to just go and select the currency that you have, your main currency, and it's going to of course be add to user, and you're going to leave this the same, random winning amount. All right, and make sure it has the little dollar sign before it too. It should already be filled in and with the dollar sign. And then under chat message, you're going to leave all this the same as well. Well, actually, this last little bit where it says Calbucks, you're going to erase that, and you're going to, whatever you named your currency, you can replace that word with Calbucks with whatever you call yours. So if you call your currency French fries, then you're going to name it right here, French fries. All right. And then after you've done all that, you're going to click save. So Dice Win is done. I'm not going to click save because I already have it on here and I don't want to overwrite my stuff, but you click save right here, okay? And then the next one you're going to do, new action group again, advanced tab. Then you're going to come up here and name it, and you're going to name it Dice Loss. And then, of course, again, the command group is going to be called Dice. You'd select Dice, and then you go to down here to import actions to file, and then you select let's see, actually mine, I need to go back to my location of where it's at. Okay, so then you go to the file that you downloaded again, and it's called Dice Loss. So you're going to select Dice Loss, click open, then it's going to fill in these two, and then again, your currency that you already created, you select whatever currency it is. You might not have different ones. You might only have just the one. That's fine if you only have one currency. All right, so your main currency that you're going to use, that's what for the giving people your points or your money or whatever you want to call it. That's what you're going to use, and it's going to be subtract from user. So this should be the same, and then this should be the same unless you want to change it. If you want to only charge people 25, then you can change this to 25 if you want. But I wouldn't put this too high because honestly, people are probably going to lose more than they're going to win. And if you set this to 200, 300, 400, then they're probably going to run out of their currency really fast. So whatever amount this is, if you do end up changing it, come down to chat message and change this right here where it says you lose and then the amount, and then also change this from Calbucks because that's my currency, and change it to something else, and then you can just get rid of this Calboon Neb Rip because that is my little emote right there. So you can put an emote of your own in there if you wanted to, or just delete that. It's probably easier for you to delete it, but everything else in here stays the same. Okay, and then you click save. All right, and again, I'm not going to save it because I already have it. So we already have Dice Error, Dice Loss, and Dice Win. Now the next file to do is Dice Game. All right. So what you're going to do, of course, is, and as you import these, it's going to fill this up. Okay. So you're going to go to new action group again, advanced. Then here, you're going to type in dice game. And of course, it's going to be under dice. And if you see this is kind of getting repetitive, and yes, that's the way it goes. So import actions. And then you're going to find the location of where the game files were downloaded in, probably your downloads folder again. You're going to go to dice game, select it, click open. It does conditional win and conditional loss. Okay. So this here, we're going to make sure that down here on type is action group. So you would select action group from it. And then here under the name, you're going to type, you're going to find dice win. All right, since you already put those inside of this file, and this is where it's important to do the steps that I'm telling you right here first. So you do dice win right there, and then under condition loss, you're going to do the action group again under type, and then you're going to do select dice loss. You might not have as many condition or actions and stuff in here to select, and that's fine, but do dice loss. Okay, and then everything else does not contain random number. This is fine, because if the number that they guess does not contain the random number that the computer picks, then it'll say that they lost, and it goes to this file, and it plays this file out in the chat. So that's what that is. And the same, like for dice win, if the number that they guess, which is this, equals the random number that the computer picked, then that means it goes to advanced or action group of dice win, and then it'll play a message that says, hey, you won, and you won, this amount. So that's what these conditions are right here. And so you click save right there. And like I said, I'm not going to save on mine because I already have it, but you would click save. So you have all 4 of these now. All right. So like 95% of the game is done. Now you go to the 3 little tabs right here, the horizontal lines, which is the menu. You go to command, and then you're going to go, and you might not have this filled in like this. Okay. But you're going to go to new command. Then you're going to go to advanced. Then you're going to name this dice. And then the command group, if you want, you can name it dice again if you want to. All right. And then the chat triggers. If it's not filled in already, actually, wait, let me see if import, I think. So when you import it, again, you go down here to the import button, you find the file that you downloaded, and it's just going to be called dice. And then you click open. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't fill this in automatically. So the chat trigger, you're going to type dice. And if you want it on wildcard, I have mine on wildcard, but that means if it's on wildcard, nobody can type the word dice without it playing the dice game or giving you an error message if they don't type an amount after they type the dice. So just remember, wildcard means that they don't have to type the exclamation mark before dice, before the word dice. If you put that on, then it turns that off. If you turn that off, then it turns on it auto include right here. Okay, so you choose however you want to do it. If you want to put it on wildcard, if you don't want to put it on wildcard, then that's fine too. So this one, the file right here, we're going to keep the save to file, and we're going to keep all this information down here the same. And then the file path, that again, you're going to click browse then you're going to go to like your documents, wherever your bot command file is, and that file that we created, the dice game, rich text, you're going to select that. Okay. And then if it asks you that, do you want to replace it? Say yes. All right. So this little one is done right here. Then the second one, file read write, that same exact file we're going to reference, because right here we're writing the file. Okay, we're actually saving to it. And then this one right here, we're going to actually read to it again, or read from it again, just like in those other action group, we read from it too. So you're going to go to browse, and then you're going to select the name of the file, which was dice game, unless you named it something different. Okay, line is the same, random number and answer is the same, leave these things the same. Okay, and then down here, condition run game, all this should be the same action group. And then if this is not here, select action group for the type, and then select dice game for the name. Okay, and then leave all this stuff the same. Minimum value, maximum value right here, it's saying the number that they guessed is between 1 and 4, because this is a 4-sided dice. And then condition error right here, you're going to leave this the same. What this does is it says the number that they chose after dice is between, if it's between 5 and 99999, or if it's the number that they pick contains this right here, which basically would say that they did not input a number after the command dice, then it's going to return action group, and it's going to return dice error. Okay, so you're going to name this action group if it's not already, and then you're going to name this right here, the name dice error. Okay, so it's going to call that file. And then after that, you're going to go down here and click save. And then, so I'm not going to click save. So we're going to click close right there for me, because once you save it, it will close the file, and then you'd have to come back here to get it. So once you've done that, the whole thing is done. Now you can go to your Twitch page, or you can go to chat right here, the 3 little lines in chat, and you can type in dice 3 or exclamation mark dice 3. So look at it, says I guess 3, it landed on 1, I lost 50 cowbucks. If I type dice by itself without a number, it should say error. So see, error, you need to include a number between 1 and 4. Or if I type dice, 999, for example, which is over 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, or 4, it should return that error message again. There you go. So, and if you win, it will return. Let's see if I can actually win. Nope, I'm not winning. Okay, so see, this is why it's, oh, there you go, I won. And so it chooses a random number between 500 and 2000, and it's going to give the winner that random number between 500 and 2000. That's what I have it set at. And if you lose, it's between, or it's $50 or 50 cowbucks or 50 whatever your currency is, if you lose. So hopefully everything works out right for you. And if you have any further questions or problems, then feel free to shoot me a message either on Discord or on Twitter. I appreciate you watching the video and downloading this game. Thank you.